Have you ever stopped to think how much of your day runs on autopilot? Brushing your teeth, checking your phone, these are all habits. And guess what? There are good habits and bad habits, and they all add up to who you are. That's why understanding habits is so important. How do they form? How can we break bad ones and build good ones? The key to unlocking your best self might be right there in your everyday routines. This is what Atomic Habits is all about, showing you how small adjustments can lead to a massive transformation in your life. When you make small 1% improvements each day, you end up being 37 times better in just 1 year. That's a huge leap. Think about having 37 times better health, finances, or relationships. Even a bit of that kind of improvement can really change your life. So let's take a closer look at how it works. But before we get to how successfully form new habits, let's look about your understanding of what success means. Have you ever stopped to think about what truly defines success? Often we chase after outcomes, that promotion, that beach bod, or that dream date. On the surface, this goal-oriented approach seems perfectly reasonable, but peel back the layers and you'll find some hidden pitfalls. The biggest problem with being solely driven by goals is that it neglects the journey. It's like fixating on winning the marathon instead of focusing on the training habits that make you a better runner. After all, every marathoner shares the same finish line. The champions, however, are the ones who've meticulously built their running routine, brick by brick. They understand that consistent improvement trumps a singular victory. The same principle applies to other areas of life. Instead of obsessing over buying that fancy car, prioritize building healthy financial habits. By focusing on the process, you'll likely reach your goal, and probably much sooner than you anticipated. Take your six-pack dreams, for instance. Chasing sculpted abs through sheer willpower might get you there eventually, but the journey will likely be a frustrating one. Here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals, as the author says. You fall to the level of your systems. This is where habits come in. Let's get into the fascinating science behind how habits actually form. There are, believe it or not, 4 distinct stages: cue, craving, response, and reward. Imagine this. You're hunched over a textbook or a work presentation, and boredom inevitably sets in. That's your cue. You crave some kind of mental escape, a break from the monotony. Your response? You pull out your phone, seeking a quick social media fix or a peek at your emails. The reward? That momentary dose of distraction and amusement? This cycle repeats. Checking social media becomes your go-to response whenever boredom or frustration rears its head. Soon enough, it's an ingrained habit. Phone in hand every time you encounter a dull moment. Sound familiar? Now let's explore how we can harness this habit loop to our advantage and cultivate healthy habits that truly stick. The secret lies in 4 key principles: making the cue obvious, the craving attractive, the response easy, and the reward satisfying. Imagine you resolve to hit the gym daily this New Year's, but without a reminder on your phone or a spot on your calendar, those gym visits might become an afterthought. Here's where the first principle kicks in. Make the cue obvious. By setting a clear trigger, you significantly increase your chances of showing up. An easy way to do this is through habit stacking. Think of an existing routine, like returning home from work or school. Stack your new exercise habit on top. Stepping off the bus or getting into your car becomes the automatic cue to head straight to the gym. Brushing your teeth is already a habit, right? Let's use that to our advantage. This is where stacking gets even more interesting. Here's how to make flossing more attractive. Stack it on top of your established teeth brushing routine. Putting down the toothbrush becomes the clear cue to reach for the floss, making it a natural next step in your hygiene ritual. But what if the craving itself is weak? If the gym feels like a chore, why even bother? To address this, we can leverage a concept called temptation bundling. The idea is simple. Pair your desired behavior with something you genuinely enjoy. Want to catch up on your favorite Netflix show? You can only do so while you're at the gym, getting your workout in first. Craving that delicious vitamin water? You can only reward yourself with that after crushing your exercise routine. By making the desired activity the gateway to something pleasurable, you create a powerful incentive to get started. The final piece of the puzzle is making the response itself easy. Imagine the struggle: battling traffic, finding parking, securing a locker, changing clothes, booking an elliptical machine, figuring out the settings, all before you even break a sweat. By minimizing these hurdles, you significantly increase your chances of sticking with the habit. Do whatever you can to streamline the process. Pack your gym bag the night before. Pre-book a class or find a parking spot in advance. Every step you remove from the equation makes it that much easier to slip seamlessly into your new routine. Now that we've simplified the response, let's ensure it becomes effortless. Take running in the morning, for example. Imagine laying out your clothes, shoes, keys, water bottle, everything you need the night before. In the morning, you just roll out of bed and straight into your running shoes. By the time your brain contemplates hitting the snooze button, you'll already be pounding the pavement, the sound of your sneakers drowning out any excuses. Making it easy also means setting realistic goals. Don't overwhelm yourself by aiming for a 20-minute run on day one. Start with a mere 2 minutes. Similarly, flossing all your teeth might seem daunting initially. Begin by flossing just one. It might sound silly, but research shows you're likely to do more once you start. After all, overcoming that initial hurdle is often the toughest part. Set yourself up for success with achievable goals. Finally, let's talk about making the reward satisfying. A simple yet effective strategy is using reinforcement. Track your completed habits. A chart, a calendar, a fancy habit tracker. It doesn't matter. Seeing your progress visually is a powerful motivator to keep going. Witnessing your accomplishments reinforces your identity. You're becoming the healthy person, the financially responsible one. And identity is the ultimate secret ingredient in the recipe for lasting behavior change. Think about it. Your ultimate goal isn't to run 60 miles, but to become a runner. It's not about finishing 100 pages, but becoming a reader. It's not about quitting cigarettes for a month, but embracing a smoke-free life. These subtle shifts in mindset completely transform how you approach habits. You'll find yourself naturally gravitating towards behaviors that align with your desired identity. So remember, it's not about the end result, but about the empowering journey of building habits that define who you are. With these principles in your back pocket, you'll be well on your way to transforming your life. So how can you put this knowledge into action? Let's use James Clear's Atomic Habits as a springboard for personal growth. The first step is to gain awareness of your current habits. Once you identify these cues and rewards, both healthy and unhealthy, you'll have the information you need to make informed choices. It all starts with those simple words: cues and rewards. So grab a notebook and keep a habit scorecard for a few days. Trust me, you'll be surprised by what you learn about yourself. This simple exercise will give you a powerful roadmap for lasting change.